Hello, everybody. This is Sasha, and today I really want to talk about this idea that the feminine deeply craves to surrender to the masculine. That is an idea that I find really hard to swallow. For a long time, I have been working with sacred feminine cycles, and the idea that kept bouncing back and forth was that feminine energy is magnetic and soft and gentle, and masculine energy is electric and driven. And it was until years later, after repeating this idea as dogma, that I started questioning myself and I started wondering if that is what I really was. Because yeah, I was attracting energy, magnetically attracting the things that I wanted in life. But I also have a very powerful drive when I desire something, a very powerful push towards manifesting the things that I want. I go for them. I have this fire. And that fiery aspect of myself didn't quite fit into the model of the magnetic, gentle feminine that I had been indoctrinated with for a long time. So I started wondering, and eventually I learned that beyond this idea of masculine and feminine that is so widely spread, we have just energy, energy without a tag, energy without a name. And this tagless energy that we could call just yin and yang is an energy that dwells inside of all of us. It's an energy that lives inside of all of us in different ways, in different mixtures, because each soul has its own very specific flavor. So as I discovered this, I also discovered that I had this drive, this desire that I had held back for a long, long time, because I, coming from a very patriarchal society, I am Mexican, was indoctrinated into believing that my partner was the family leader. He's the one that is going to guide us into wherever he thinks he should guide us. And even when I wasn't thinking about this like here consciously, I was hoping deep down inside that he would guide us, because that's what my culture was teaching me. But that didn't resonate with my soul. My soul had another yearning. My soul had the yearning of this fiery desire to manifest whatever the fuck I wanted to manifest. My soul had a power, a yearning that I was holding back, pushing back, in order to let this cultural belief of what men and women are supposed to do rule and have the last word. And I have fought hard against this belief that kept limiting my essence. And then I find when I am exposed to the internet that is kind of dogma in this new age community. It's like, no. The feminine craves to surrender to the masculine. And I say, does it? Or is it just part of the same patriarchal culture that says the truth is that women are just wanting to be told what to do? The truth is that women don't know what they want, so the masculine has to come and take the lead. And women just want to take that idea off their minds so that they don't have to worry and they can just look pretty and smile and be taken charge of. Because that's what I hear when I hear that the feminine just wants to be controlled by the masculine, or submissive to the masculine, or to surrender to the masculine. And I know, I have heard the argument, and I have heard how people say, no, it's about the feminine and masculine nature and how it lives inside of us. And how I have heard the argument, but it still doesn't resonate with my soul. My soul has this wild desire of not being told what it really craves. And that's what it rebels against the most. When somebody comes and tells me, listen, what you really crave for is, I just feel an immediate cringe. I don't want anybody to tell me what I crave for. Because the flavor of my soul, of my essence, my own little mixture of things inside of me, my own little mixture and blend of my psyche and my experience and my healing process and my own journey and my own inner work is so very personal that I don't need anybody to come and tell me, hey, you need to fit into this box in which you as a woman are going to surrender to the energy of the masculine. Because, God, what if I told you that finding my own voice, reclaiming my own power, not surrendering to others, has been a healing journey for me. Therefore, I don't need to go back into the pattern that has been so damaging for me, for so many other women in a culture that keeps telling us, hey, you woman, just surrender to your man. And I know that this idea of surrender, it's very much related to pleasure. Yeah, she just wants to be taken in the safety of your arms, and you are going to please her into surrendering and opening up to. But the truth is that that's not what I want in sex either. I mean, and I expect to know a little bit about it because I'm a sex coach. So I'm not speaking blindly when it comes to what I crave about sexuality or what I have seen other women when they working with when they work with their sexuality. What I have discovered when I have seen myself and other women working with their sexuality, it's not that they crave for the masculine to take over and to surrender to the masculine. No, what I have found is so much more than that. What I have found is that there is this power and this fire inside of us. And that fire, I couldn't label it masculine. I could just label it essence. It's just our essence. This essence that is our life force, our chi, our yin, which is the sexual energy. That essence cannot be put in a box, and we cannot say, oh, this is feminine and this is masculine. That essence is just part of us. That is aliveness. That is the life force. And that life force that feels like pleasure, that feels like orgasmic energy, is not given by somebody else. Because this idea of surrendering kind of implies that the masculine generates that in us and we open up to them. It's like, yeah, do with me whatever you want to do. Which is also pretty much the idea of kink, right? Like, yeah, women just want to surrender. What if I told you that the power and that energy is already inside of us? And all we need to do is to let it happen, but that it comes from within. Yeah, if your journey takes you to sharing that with somebody else, that's amazing and that's beautiful and that's awesome, but that's your choice, your journey, your healing. But in my case and in the case of many other women that I have met, it's so much about reclaiming our own fire and being able to generate and cultivate and move this energy through our body and letting this energy take the lead. And this energy is not masculine. This energy is energy. It's life force. Or are we going to start labeling life as masculine and energy? Like, oh yeah, life force is masculine because it is. Why? Are we women supposed to take the labels that make us feel this disempowered? Because that's the way I feel when I hear this, disempowered. I feel like I'm being told, woman, shh, your place is to just surrender to your man. And I feel like men are being told, hey, your place is to keep living. And what about them when they feel the need to open up and to surrender to us? Because I have done that with my husband. I have him crying in my arms as he opens up to his energy, to his pleasure, to his life. Does that make me the masculine energy and him the feminine energy? Or what about if we stop taking complex individuals and cutting them in half and saying this is masculine and this is feminine, and we just recognize that we are complex beings that have both aspects and all the combinations in between, that have gentleness and kindness and softness and have fierce, fiery, powerful energy, that we don't need to label and to divide, that we are just a complex, beautiful mixture that has the capacity to be anything it wants. That was my issue early on with these sacred feminine cycles, when they would tell me, you need to wear a skirt because that is the way to move your sacred energy from the earth. I was like, oh, hold it there. My wild aspect, my wild feminine, my wild woman, my essence, doesn't like to be told what to wear and what not to wear. And she doesn't like to be told what she wants and what she doesn't want. My wild aspect is just wild, fierce, raw, primal. You know, in the early myths, all gods had a feminine counterpart, but they were not separate. They were just aspects of the same energy blend together. And that's pretty much who we are. We are this blended energy that doesn't need to be categorized in between feminine and masculine. We are complicated, beautiful, complex beings. And my complicated, beautiful, complex being doesn't like to be told that she needs to surrender to men. Because she has been told that by patriarchy and culture for too long. And that ended up badly for me and for my sisters who have seen feeling lost because they feel afraid of embracing their power and their fire. Because if they do, they are labeled masculine. I have seen successful women, business women, being cataloged as too masculine. And I have seen gentle, kind, loving men being cataloged as not man enough, which is a way of telling them that they are too feminine. And that is hurtful, and that limits us. Let's stop this game and let's embrace the complexity. Energy moves. Yeah, you want to understand the way in which energy moves. Start by removing the masculine and feminine labels, and just by seeing them as energy that moves because it's alive inside of us. Energy dances constantly inside of us. Doesn't need to be cataloged, and definitely doesn't need to be tamed into a little box.